Hello. Today we're working on a 1947 Empire tractor final drive. Have you ever wondered where you could get a gasket that is too large you can't buy in town? We'll build one, make one here for you to show you how to do it in case you run into this problem. I like buying part number 3137 rubber fiber sheets. This is 1/32. You can get these at Napa. Basically, take you a pair of scissors, cut you off what you need. Try saving as much as you can, because the smaller parts of the sheet you can use it on that for other gaskets. Get you a rough size for the gasket here, and start with, you have 2 guide pins here. Start with them guide pins, and they'll kind of hold the sheet in place. Find one and take your ball peen hammer, kind of beat around her. Make sure your gasket covers all the items. Start on the second one. The hammer itself will cut this pieces out you need off. Be able to slide them in. You can start on the outside or inside. This one will start on the outside, and you take your ball peen hammer, beat around the edges. Make sure you keep everything flat and square. Okay, your outside diameter is completely done. I kind of like to tap a little bit, see how far I'm in. Look inside. I have a little knife here. I kind of sharpened the edge of it, pretty sharp. I'm going to make me a cut. You gotta watch so you don't cut too close to the sides. lay this aside for gaskets for smaller items. Take your one spot and start. Make sure it's stretched. I like using a smaller ball peen on the inner side. Slowly take your time and beat in towards it. Hold your finger on that gasket. If you don't hold it, it slides around and you get an improper cut. After you find out where the gasket goes to, try to go around and figure out where your indentations are. If it feels like it's going to tear, take your knife and cut a little bit. This will help relieve some of it. Put your finger behind here and feel where they stick out and know where to start it at. I like always to have my dimples sticking out here so I know how far I can go and what I can do. It's going to be a little tighter here, so I'd say release that pressure a little bit there. It may not seem like it does much, but it helps a lot. Okay, so we'll start and just keep it going. pretty narrow, so keep your finger up close and keep them gaskets tight where they don't slide in cut in the wrong place. Careful enough you can go around with your sharp little knife and trim these edges if they're hanging up. Sometimes your ball peen head's just a little bit too big to fit into some spots. And you can get a smaller ball peen if you need to. And then the next big question was, how do I get my holes in there? Okay, that's apparently 3/8. I like to get a 3/8 carriage bolt and use it. On the ends, when they make them, there's something to hammer on, and the end's got like almost a cutting tool on the end for you. Take your ball peen hammer and go around, carefully knocking. You could go ahead and pound on these all the way through. But the problem is, a lot of times you hammer that gasket out too much and it'll cause a leak. You'll press it together and it'll still be not tight enough to seal. And it don't hurt to lift these up, see where we're at, and then we've got a hole here. And just kind of do that one. And a big one like this, if it's cut in a little bit too far, you can slide it out a little bit. Nobody's going to know the difference. Okay, I take my bolt. Don't go hog wild. Just kind of go and put it right over that hole you just made, indentation. And it cuts them right out of there. Pretty as a picture. As long as you don't beat too hard, you won't ruin the threads on the bottom side of this. Okay, all done and accounted for. Take your little sharp knife here, and if you got one little hanging up here a little bit, you can clean it up. The sides in there are just a little bit too tight. Won't hurt nothing. Okay, there's your gasket. Totally not quite factory, but it'll do the trick. We have to make gaskets for all of these, which is no big problem. We'll just figure out what we need. Start on number 2 here. Okay. See, we come up to an area that is rounds and it tapers. Basically, all you got to do is get this thing, flip it around the other way to where you need it. Make sure the sides are equal there. And you got your perfect circle gasket. I try to like to save the insides of these because there'll be enough area for some more. Take my little pruning knife here and I got a piece for somewhere else, maybe right there. She'll almost fit, we'll see. Okay, just slap that baby on there. You can do it opposite end on a big hole like this. Okay. As you do a few of these, you'll get a little faster at it. See, and this has a second lip on it, which really is not going to matter because that's a snap ring that holds the bearing into place. And it'll be the same height as this or a little less. So we don't worry about that too often. It's the same thing on these 1/4 inch style. You figure out where you want the ball peen, the hole to be ball peened. About there, so I like to take my first one. And I'll just go ahead and screw that sucker in there. Holds her in place. Usually I got a few more laying around, bolts, so I'm going to go up here and figure everything there is good. second. Bolt. Knock them out. Okay, there's your number 2 gasket, which was a quick, easy one. Same deal with this one here. It's a little indented. You can cut that there and then cut it on the inside and she'll drop right in. Tap your 4 holes and do it. It's a very simple process. I learned this from a man probably back in 1974, I'd say. He was a mechanic and he used to teach mechanics, so he had lots of good tips, and this worked out just fine. There's been a few gaskets I've screwed up, but you just try again, and you get better as you go. I guess that'll be it for today, unless you want to see how to put seals in the Jeep rear end. We could do that, but it's actually a rear end for an Empire tractor. I'll grab them. I actually removed this seal the other day. The seal is probably from about 1947. Had no leather seal. We was able to find a new one. It's a Napa number 27SS2633. Made by, we're from Napa. Fag, powered by Fag Seal Company. Always like to put a little oil on the seals. Before I drive them in, you can always drive them in later with the, I got a Miller tool, Detroit, number C579 seal driver. So they're supposed to be the right seal. According to it, we'll see what happens here. It fits right in there. Make this side go a little farther than this side. Kind of hit all 4 corners. She seems to be just fine. Okay. Now on the inners, this is actually a front Jeep axle. I use it on the Empire garden tractor. Now I've knocked the seals out the other day, which was pretty simple. Figure out which seals go in here. I got 2 different size seals. This is the seal. I've taken it out the other day, drove in it, old leather and leaked. A new seal here, matching up number. I got a driver here. Yeah, it's just something I found.